Hello, this video is just going to explain the skill selection used for the Legendary Siren build, which is based around this class mod, the Legendary Siren class mod, which increases your cooldown rate, gives you some gun damage, some useful skills, and increases your movement speed by 45% while phase lock is active. To complement this, put on a relic that increases your cooldown rate that little bit further so you can use your action skill as often as you can. You won't need any slagging weapon or even a slagging grenade for this build, and use a shield that increases your toughness. The antagonist is a good option endgame. Probably wouldn't really run this build endgame though. It's not a high damage build, it's about survivability and just ease of play. So this might be for someone who's not really a game enthusiast that just wants to give Borderlands 2 a go. This build might work for you. But using a shield that gives you some extra health or some damage resistance would be really useful with this one. I pretty much ran this entire character from level, say, 27 right through to max level using the Good Touch. Miss Moxie's Good Touch is a fantastic weapon because of the critical hit damage that it provides and the healing that it provides. With the level increase from 72 to 80, you no longer need Moxie weapons with this one because you can suddenly reach other skills. First thing I wanted to do was increase this person's damage as much as possible, but there's only a few skills that will do that. You've got Mind's Eye for some critical hit damage, Wreck for some gun damage and fire rate, Chain Reaction, so some of your bullets will bounce towards other enemies, Reaper for some extra gun damage when an enemy is low health, and Cloud Kill for some corrosive damage from time to time. Outside of that, we've got some extra magazine size and reload speed so that we don't waste too much time, changing our weapons over. Flicker, so our status effects are triggering more often. And over here, Accelerate to increase our gun damage and our bullet speed. To increase our action skill, the usefulness of our action skill further, we've got Suspension, so we can hold people for longer. We've got Converge, so that can suck enemies in towards our phase lock target, and Quicken, so we have a bit more cooldown rate on our action skill through that. And then you've got Ruin, so once Converge occurs, pulls them all in, Ruin will slag them all, so it makes it really easy to group and nuke targets using that combination. To get to Ruin though, we just had to spend 5 points, and we've put that in Immolate, just for some extra gun damage when we're down. And I've done that because Backdraft, melee damage in Borderlands 2 is rubbish unless you increase it by like 1,000. So Backdraft isn't going to be a very useful skill, and that fire explosion won't deal a lot of damage, and it'll probably take out barrels, which will kill you instead. Helios is the same. This skill has set damage, and it doesn't scale with enemy levels. So eventually you will out-level Helios, and same with Blight Phoenix. So what else we got here? To stay alive, we've got Ward, which will increase your shield capacity and make it recharge sooner. We've got Sweet Release, so when you pick up and nuke an enemy who's phase locked, that will release healing orbs that will top your health up. Elated, so if you do not want to kill your phase lock target, Elated will still give you some healing anyway. Then you've got Life Tap, so if you kill an enemy, you'll activate this kill skill for a short amount of time, and it only needs to be 8 seconds because your action skill will be ready to use again in that 8 seconds. But this will just give you some life steal on your weapon damage while you're waiting for your action skill to come back up. And then we've got Scorn as another means to slag targets. So between Scorn and Ruin, your slagging is covered. You don't need a slag weapon on top of that. There is a gameplay video. It's 20 minutes. It's a bit long. Probably the better stuff. I said halfway through the video, you probably won't see much more past this point. But the better plays are probably towards the end of that video. So if you wanted to skip like right up to the, I'd probably go 14, 15, 16 minute mark of the gameplay video. You'll see pretty much all you're going to see with this build. It's really easy because there's so many ways to heal yourself to keep you alive. You can basically just run into the fray, tank damage. You don't need to aim because you're just going to pick up enemies with phase lock and nuke them. Really, really easy build to play. So if you're not great at first person shooters, you just want to give Borderlands 2 a try, this might be a good build for you. Enjoy.